Good evening, everyone. I am Christine Joy Ragirag, and I'll be discussing about leadership. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to differentiate leaders and manager, or leadership and management. Second, choose your own leadership power. Leadership is the art or process of influencing people so that they will strive willingly and enthusiastically toward the achievement of group goals. Let's differentiate leadership and management, or leader and manager. Blank produces orderly results. Is that leadership or management? How about blank creates useful change? So the answer is management produces orderly results and leadership creates useful change. Next, blank directs to bring about, to accomplish, and to have responsibility for. Blank inspires, to influence, and to motivate. Manager directs to bring about, to accomplish, and to have responsibility for. Leader inspires, to influence, and last, blank are people who do the right things, and blank are people who do things right. So leaders are the people who do the right things, and managers are the people who do things right. So Bernard M. Bass emphasized that managerial leadership is defined as the process of directing and influencing the task-related activities of group member. So let's have the important implications of the definitions. First, the people. The people are the employees, subordinates, or followers. So all leaders' qualities become irrelevant without the people to lead. Second is the power distribution. Power distribution initiate and perform power activities in a number of ways that can either help raise or break leaders. Third is leadership or different forms of power. So leadership involves the use of the different forms of power to influence the behavior of followers, especially in times of crisis or in emergency cases. So fourth or lastly is leadership is about values. Now let's complete this sentence. Blank is a cornerstone to leadership. What really the cornerstone of leadership? It can be respect, trust, independence, freedom, friendship, fairness, achievement, harmony, honesty, comfort, integrity, or wisdom. But all these wrap up in a one word, and that is values. So values is a cornerstone to leadership. So we are reminded that the four important implication of definition according to Bernard M. Bass is leadership is about values. So according to James MacGregor Burns, the leader who ignores the moral components of leadership may well go down in history as a scoundrel or worse. And according to Michael Josephson, we don't learn from the people who sermonize or moralize or try to preach to us about ethics. We learn ethics from the people whom we admire and respect, who have power over us. They are the real teachers of ethics. Now let's have the nature of leadership. It's an attribute of position, a character of a person, and a category of behavior. So according to Richard M. Steers, the standpoint of understanding the nature of people at work is to consider leadership as a category of behavior. The need of leadership. According to Charrington, he defined the need for leadership as the effective leaders inspire to pursue excellence, to extend themselves, and to go beyond their perfunctory job requirements by generating creative ideas. So that's the need of leadership. Leaders inspire their followers or contingents to pursue excellence, to perform their jobs beyond their abilities and skills. So let's have the elements of leadership. First is power, the ability of an individual to induce or influence the beliefs or actions of other persons or a group of persons. Next is the authority. But power is much broader concept than authority. And authority is the right in a position of the person to exercise discretion in making decisions affecting others. So power is the ability to use effectively and in a responsible manner. Second, understanding of people. Understanding of people is the ability to comprehend that human beings have different motivations for forces at different times and in different situations. Third is the ability to inspire followers to apply their full capabilities to an undertaking. So leaders may possess the qualities of charisma that may give rise to devotion, commitment, and loyalty, and in effect, a strong desire on the part of subordinates to promote what they want leaders to accomplish for the organization. Next, lastly, is the ability to act in a manner that will develop a climate and conducive to responding to and arousing motivations. The more leaders to understand what motivates their subordinates and how their motivations operate, and the more they reflect their organization, this understanding in carrying out their managerial actions, the more effective they are likely to be as a leader. Now let's have the specific traits related to leadership. First is the physical traits, such as energy, appearance, and height, and etc. Next, the intelligence and ability traits, such as the intelligent quotient. Third is the personality traits, such as aggressiveness, adaptability, enthusiasm, and self-confidence. And lastly, task-related characteristics such as cooperativeness, interpersonal skills, and administration ability. Now let's have the different leadership theories. First is the trait theory. Trait theory, the leader is conceived to be a great man. whose superior endowments induce others to follow him. Second is environment theory. Explains leadership based on situations and crises that provide opportunities for people to propose solutions or exhibits heroic actions that place them in the position of leadership. Third is personal environment theory. This maintains that characteristics of a leader, followers, and situations that interact determine who will be the leader. And lastly, exchange theory. Exchange theory is a group interaction represents an exchange process in which leadership is conferred upon the members. Next is the humanistic theory. Humanistic theory based on the hypothesis that groups will be more effective. The members will be better satisfied when the leader allows freedom to satisfy their needs. Next is the exceptional theory. So this theory, leadership is more likely to achieve by the member who succeeds in initiating and reinforcing the exceptions that will maintain the role structure, and goal direction. And lastly is the contingency theory. A given pattern of leadership behavior will lead to effective group performance and ineffective in some cases. So there's one more, path goal theory. So path goal theory is a certain pattern of leaders' behavior facilitate and clarification of the group goals. Now let's have the leadership styles. The two major styles is task-oriented leadership. So task-oriented leadership, the leader gains satisfaction from seeing the task performed. Second is the people-oriented leadership. The leader looks toward achieving good interpersonal relation by way of attaining a position of personal prominence in the organization. Okay, so leadership styles based on the use of authority. First is autocratic leader. Autocratic leader is one rule or the one rule type. The autocratic leader commands and expects compliance. He is the one who tells the people what to do. An example is, in church, the people believe that the leader is led by the will of God. So that's the autocratic leader. Next is, the leadership is democratic or participative leader. Leader consults with subordinated on purpose actions and decisions and encourages participation from them. Is the benevolent autocrat leader, or the leader is a father figure who wants everyone to feel good, happy, and satisfied. So that is benevolent autocrat leader. Last, leadership styles based on the use of authority is the liberal leader or free rein leader. So leader uses his power very rarely, if at all, giving subordinates a high degree of independence in their operations. So leadership styles according other types of styles. So laissez-faire, it means to let people do as they choose. Practically, no leadership at all. The leader is a figurehead and concerns himself with only what he desires or the title. Next is manipulative inspirational. The leader or group of leaders sets the rules and interprets as they see fit. High-pressure tactics or emotionalism is used to sell the people into following direction set by the leader. The three types of power. First is the coercive power, or the followers follow out of fear. This is based on fear in both the leader and the follower. Imposes a psychological and emotional burden on both the leader and the followers. It encourages suspicion, deceit, and dishonesty, and in the long run, dissolution. So that's the coercive power. Followers follow out of fear. Do what I tell you or else. So that is coercive leadership. Second is the utility power. Followers follow because of the benefits that come to them if they do. So this is based on the useful exchange of goods and services. Leads to individualism rather than teamwork, as each individual is reinforced for paying attention to his own perspective or desires. Third, the last type of power is principle-centered power. It is based on honor. Both the leader and the follower honored each other, based on the power that some people have with others because others then tend to believe in them and in what they are trying to accomplish, which is a rare type of power that we can see around us. So there are four systems of management. Likert four system of management. First is System 1 management or exploitative authority. Its leaders are highly autocratic, have little trust in subordinates, motivates people through fear and punishment, and only occasional rewards, engage in downward communication, and limit decision-making in the top. Next, System 2 management, benevolent, authoritative. Its leaders have patronizing confidence and trust in subordinates, motivates with rewards and some fear and punishment, permits some upward communications, solicits some ideas and opinions from subordinates, and allows some delegation of decision making but with close policy control. Third is the System 3 management or the consultative. Leaders in this system have substantial but not complete confidence and trust in subordinates, usually try to make use of subordinates' ideas and opinions, use rewards for motivations, which with occasional punishment and some participation, engage in communication flow both down and up, make broad policy and general decisions at the top while allowing some specific decisions to be made at lower levels and consultative in other ways. And lastly, the System 4 management or the participative group. According to Likert, it is the most participative of all. In this system, leaders have complete trust and confidence in subordinates in all matters affecting the organizations. They always get ideas and opinions from the subordinates and constructively use them. They also give economic rewards, on the basis of group participation and involvement in such areas as getting goals and appraising progress towards goals. So that's the Likert 4 system of management. System 1 management, exploitative authoritative. System 2 management, benevolent authoritative. System 3 management is consultative. And System 4 management is participative group. So let's have the leadership choice. So you have the choice. First is principle-centered power. Second is utility power. And third is coercive power. Under coercive power, there's a fear, or you follow based on your fear. It is temporary reactive influence. In utility power, there's a fairness, functional reactive influence. And the third principle, the centered power, is there's an honor both to the leader and to the follower, sustained proactive influence. So decision on what you are going to choose. Now, question to ponder. Why is leadership necessary in any organization? And in our evaluations, write 20 to 30 words to explain your answers for 20 points. What kind of leadership or management you are comfortable to work with? Bye. Thank you for listening.